As part of our preparation for the kingdom that we're soon to inherit, we are going to be going through, the Bible says, and let's look at it in Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12, and of course, there's other places, so we're going to look at a couple of witnesses. But Daniel chapter 12, and verse 1. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And we're going to be looking closely at Daniel as we go with Revelation, as we spoke before, because as we do our study in the book of Revelation, because Revelation, as we said, is a conglomeration of several prophets brought together at the end. Daniel, one of those prophets, one of the major ones that are in conjunction with the book of Revelation. In fact, Daniel and Revelation are amazing in that they unlock each other. And so when you're looking at Daniel, some of the things that you may not understand are in the book of Revelation, and when you're looking in Revelation, some of the things you may not understand are in the book of Daniel. So it's amazing how the Most High Spirit made that work, and that's really what it's about. It's about the Spirit of the Most High putting these words together. You might think, some Englishman, I always like to bring this up, you might think some Englishman named William Tyndale was the responsible for the King James Bible. Yes, he was used to write the Tyndale Bible, which later became the King James Bible, but it was the Spirit of the Most High that was doing the work. And he put it together, and it ends up in this volume that we have, and the way it is, like I said, if you study the scriptures, you study Genesis to Revelation, you keep reading it, you keep poring over it, you will see things that you never thought you'd see. He will guide your steps. He will direct your paths. His spirit, his angels will be with you, and he'll lead you into the kingdom. But Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1 says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." Now, I want you to understand, this is a conversation between Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, and Daniel. The Most High sent Gabriel to Daniel back in chapter 10. And Gabriel, from the end of chapter 10 all the way through the end of Daniel, he's explaining to Daniel prophecy. Now, in the background is Michael. He's standing in the background. And I'm just trying to get you this picture, the scene that's going on. In Daniel chapter 10, there's this being that's standing on a river. He's standing on a river, and he is so awesome. He is so unbelievable, so bright that Daniel falls down as a dead man, just similar to what happened to Yochanan in Revelation chapter 1. Why? Because it's the same being. In Daniel 10, his name is Michael, and in Revelation 1, he is Yahushua, but it's the same being. And so Daniel sees him, and he's standing on the river. He's not standing beside the river. He's not standing in the river. He's standing on the river. Daniel sees him standing on the river, and he's awestruck. He just, look at it. Let's look at it. I'll show it to you here. Daniel chapter 10. I'm going to read from verse 4 down to from Daniel 10, from verse 4 down to verse 8, from verse 4 to 8 of Daniel chapter 10. Of course, we're not going to go into great detail, as we will later, but I'm trying to build up for what we're talking about here. And by the way, we're talking about a very controversial subject. I won't even give you the title yet. It's so controversial. I'll give it to you in a few minutes as I get the chance to warm you up, because I don't want anybody to get all upset. People that are going to look at it on YouTube are going to see it, but I just want to build y'all up a little bit. Okay. In the 24th day of the first month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision. For the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned into corruption, and I retained no strength. As you continue to read, you'll see this was Yahushua, or Mikael at that time, Mikaela, the captain of the host of the Most High, which is the Messiah. He was there, and he tells Gabriel, he's got Gabriel with him, and he tells Gabriel, make this man to understand what I'm about to tell him. So Gabriel starts talking to Daniel, and he tells him how greatly beloved he is, and he tells him that Mikael, the man that he's looking at, showed him the word of truth, and he's showing him now. He's telling him everything that's getting ready to happen. Now, this Gabriel is still speaking in Daniel chapter 12 when he says that the great prince, Michael, when he stands up, he stands for the children of thy people. He's telling Daniel, Mikael stands for the children of your people. And when he stands up, he's standing for your children. That's why we say Messiah is the high priest for the nation of Israel. Daniel's people are the nation of Israel. He says, the high priest, he said, that great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. When he stands up, what does it mean when it says he stands up? Well, right now, the Bible tells us that he sits at the right hand of the Father. Isn't that what it says? Hebrews chapter 1 tells us that he sits at the right hand of the Father. That's what he did. He went into the heavens, and he is in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary, and he is there, and he is sitting at the right hand of the Father, and now he is interceding for us as he sits at the right hand. Let me give you scripture for that. Hebrews chapter 1. Hebrews chapter 1. Hebrews 1. Going to read from verse 1 down to verse 3 of Hebrews chapter 1. Hebrews chapter 1, from verse 1 down to verse 3. Notice what the scripture says. Yahweh, who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sin, watch, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high. So Messiah is sitting down. As he's interceding for us, he's sitting down at the right hand of his Father. His Father says, should I bless this one? And Messiah says, yes, you can bless them, because he's sitting down at the right hand. I intercede for that one. That's my nation. That's my people. That's my Akkad. You can intercede. I'm interceding. I'm using my blood for that, Father. You can bless them, and Father will bless us because of Messiah interceding. But there's going to come a time when Messiah stands up. What would he stand up for? He's standing up because his ministry in the most holy place as intercessor will come to an end. And he himself, that is, Messiah himself, will come back to this earth with the Father and get us. That's the first deliverance. That's the deliverance after the order of Egypt. And when he stands up, the Bible says, when he stands up, there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. Think about that. Since there was a nation existing on the earth, there's going to be a time that has never been that's going to hit the earth. Okay? Since there has never been, it's going to hit the earth. Why? Why is that? Think of the plagues. The plagues that hit Egypt. Okay? There were 10 plagues that hit Egypt. The 7 last plagues only affected the Egyptians. The first 3 affected the Hebrews with the Egyptians. Why? Because they were starting to act like they were supposed to be Egyptians. And the Most High was spanking them and saying, no, y'all ain't no Egyptian. Wake up. And they start keeping the Sabbath, and they start listening to the prophet, and all of a sudden now the last 7, he said, I'm going to put separation now between the Egyptians and the Hebrews. Going to be a separation, right? So now the plagues fell on the Egyptians, and nothing ever hit the Mizraim's children, the Ham's descendants, like that before or after. Nothing ever hit them like that. Destroyed the whole Egyptian economy. They, in fact, got to the point where the Egyptian elders were coming to Pharaoh and saying, man, what is wrong with you? Don't you see the whole Egypt is destroyed? Let them people go. Right? Well, think of that on a worldwide scale. So you're going to see plagues, as Revelation 16 points out to us. You're going to see plagues like that that are going to hit planet Earth on a worldwide scale. That's why it's called the time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. Because it's going to hit the planet hard. Because they're going to have to suffer like they made the Israelites to suffer. Because they're going to have to feel the wrath that we've been feeling for 2,000 years. They're going to feel it. So that's why it's a time of trouble such as never was. Let me give you another scripture for that, though. Let me give you another one that talks about it. Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. Let me give you, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. I'm going to give you 3 today. So Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah 30, and I could actually give you a lot more. There's more in the scriptures. Of course, the scriptures is filled with this subject. But Jeremiah chapter 30, notice what it says. Jeremiah chapter 30, again, this is the Egyptian style deliverance. There's 2 forms of deliverance. There's the Egyptian style deliverance that we're going to receive when Messiah come and get us. And then there's going to be deliverance from the sinner. Like, in other words, we're not going to have to deal with sinners or Asatan anymore. At the end of the 1,000 years, that's when we go into the land. That's when we take over the kingdom. That's like what happened when the children of Israel took over the kingdom. They came with their swords drawn, and Yahushua had his sword drawn. Remember that? Michael had his sword drawn, and they went in there and they didn't take no prisoners. Right? That's going to happen again. Remember last night I told you about Jeremiah 51 and Ezekiel 38 and 39. Remember that? Okay. That's the second place. That's the destruction of Babylon at the end, right? But the first style, what we're dealing with now, Jeremiah chapter 30, from verse 1 down to verse 11, Jeremiah 30 from verse 1 to verse 11, we're focusing on here verse 7, which is really complementing Daniel 12:1. So let's take a look. The word that came to Jeremiah or Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, thus speaketh Yahweh most high of Yasha'al, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Yasha'al and Yahwadah, or Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. Notice this is concerning Israel and Judah. Thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace. Ask now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve Yahweh their Elohim, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. What's going on here? Well, first of all, we need to understand. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. It's the same trouble talked about in Daniel 12:1. It's the same trouble. Why is it trouble for the Israelite, though? Because he said, I'm not leaving you altogether unpunished. Think about this, brothers and sisters. You know, we like to talk a lot of smack about what we would do and what we wouldn't do and how we would handle stuff in certain situations, right? We like to talk a lot of smack. But let me just tell you the truth. When it comes in front of you, when it's hitting you face to face, it's a different story. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. People are going to come after us that are alive to kill us. Why? Them plagues gonna be hitting them. They're gonna be mad, man. If I can say, excuse my French, but they're gonna be mad as hell at you. They're gonna be mad as hell at you. They're gonna be coming at you to kill you because they're gonna say it's your fault that these plagues hitting us. We got to get rid of y'all. It's your fault. You so-called Israelites, it's your fault. We got to get rid of y'all. And all them big mouth 144,000 talking all that, we got to rid the earth of y'all. Our Satan is going to lead them and they're going to be really coming at us with everything they got. And we're not going to have no houses. We're not going to have no cars. We're going to have the clothes on our back, and the Most High going to provide food for us. He's going to provide water for us. He's going to sustain us. But brothers and sisters, just like he's, you remember we called it the time of Jacob's trouble, right? He called it the time, right? We read it, right? He called it the time of Jacob. Why he called it the time of Jacob's trouble? Because that's when Jacob was getting ready to meet his brother Esau, and brother was concerned. Let's put it that way. Brother was concerned. I think we can say that. Brother was concerned. But right before, if you notice, right before that situation came about where Jacob was getting ready to meet his brother, right before that, angels had met with Jacob. Angels came and met with him. The angels of Yah. Can you imagine? The angels of Yah came and met with him. Notice this. This is Genesis chapter 32. Genesis 32. And from verse 1. I'm going to read from verse 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3, right? Right? Check it out. Check it out. So Jacob went on his way, and the angels of the Most High met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is the Most High's host." And he called the place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messages before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. So now he has angels meeting with him, right? Now, Jacob knows he's done wrong. He knows that he stole the birthright from his older brother. He knows he did that. Even though they was twins, Esau came out first. Esau was rightfully the owner of the birthright. He knows that. And so the angels are there, and he's reassured now. He had just now overcame Laban. Laban had come after him to kill him, to hurt him. But Laban, the angel of the Most High, came to Laban and said, "You better not say good or bad to my son. You better not say good or bad to him, because you're going to have to answer to me." And Laban calmed his jets when he got to Jacob, and Jacob rebuked him. Then they said they made an agreement that Jacob wouldn't, because the Most High didn't show Laban, don't mess with this dude. And Laban already knew from the 14, 20 or whatever, 20 years Jacob was out there that the Most High was with this brother. You already knew that, right? So now Jacob leaves there with great substance, and Laban is told, "You better leave him alone." So now Jacob has overcome Laban. So now angels come to Jacob. And Jacob is overwhelmed. The presence of the angels of the Most High is with him, fellowshipping with this brother. So here come Esau. And Esau got 400 men with him. Esau is coming, what the brothers call in the black community, we call it Esau coming deep. He rolling deep. He coming with the crew. And he ain't coming for nothing but to bring that noise. You understand? He's coming to bring the noise. Jacob knows this, and Jacob knows also that he is guilty of tricking his brother. He knows he's been guilty of stealing the birthright, even though he's got the assurance of forgiveness from the Most High. He knows he's guilty, and so here is Jacob, and he's worried because he's wondering, am I really forgiven? Am I really forgiven for what I did? Even though he's got all the evidence, the devil is pressing on him very hard. See, like I said, our Satan is permitted to press on our minds. He's permitted to do it. Because if he presses on us, our natural reaction, if we're in the spirit of righteousness, is to turn to our Father. That should be our natural reaction. Not to just worry, but to turn to our Father and pray and fast. That should be our natural reaction. It was Jacob's natural reaction. So he sent his family away. He tried his best to protect him. He sent presents to his brother. And boy, he set to praying and fasting. Right? And the devil is on him. And he's worried. Because he's like, man, not only is he going to come and kill me, because Esau was a man of war. Esau was an outdoor. He wanted them, he wanted them outdoor dudes that you don't want to mess with him. He know how to handle himself out there in the woods. He know how to survive in the tent. Esau was tough. Jacob was the one that was inside all the time. He had to learn to be tough with Laban because he was out there, with them sheep. But prior to that, homie was in the house helping his mother. He was in the house doing the chores. He didn't want to be outside getting all dirty and stuff. That was Esau. Esau was tough. And here comes this tough, red, light-skinned brother. And he coming with 400 in his hood. He coming. And they got their swords. They coming to take care of business. And Jacob is worried. So he starts to pray to the Most High for deliverance. And the Most High changes his name from Jacob, which means supplanter. Yaakov means supplanter. Why'd they call him that? Because he was slick, man. Because he in the womb, right? His brother comes out first and homie grabs him by the heel. That's as a baby, it was just built in him. You see, brothers and sisters, there's some tendencies we have that are just built in us from the time we are born, right? We just inherit certain things. Well, this brother inherited that slickness. He just inherited. He was slick, crafty, just naturally crafty. That's why he told his brother, I tell you what, you can have some of my soup, sell me your birthright. He's crafty. So when his mother suggested the plan, if he was in righteousness, he would have rejected his mother's plan. But he said, listen to me, my son, listen to me now. Do what I say. And, Jacob wanted that birthright too. So he said, okay, I'm going to go get this money. I'm going to go get this money. Right? So now he got to pay the piper. And he's concerned. And he starts to pray. And the Most High, Mikael, comes to him. And he's wrestling with Mikael himself. And Mikael lets him wrestle until he tired. See, that's what he'll do. He'll let us fight and worry until we just tired of fighting and worrying. You know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? He'll let you just keep doing that foolishness until you're tired of fighting and worrying. And when you're tired of fighting and worrying, then he can go to work for you. So now Jacob is tired of wrestling. He's been wrestling all night. And he's tired of wrestling. He ain't got no more strength because he's wrestling with Mikael. I mean, he ain't got no shot to beat Mikael. Come on. Mikael knows that. He just touches his thigh out of joint. Boom. Just touches. He could have spoken, but he just let me touch you. So then he said, I'm going to change your name. He said, I can't let you go, man. I got to get the assurance that you are blessing me. This wasn't no boastful thing. I can't let you go. I'm stronger than you. And I'm going to hold on to you. No. Do you know Mikael could have spoken and Yaakov could have ceased to exist at that very moment, just said bye, and homie just disappeared? I mean, he could just do that. But he didn't. He said, listen, I'm going to change your name from Yaakov, the supplanter, the slickster. I'm going to change your name from that slick, sly fox. Now your name's going to be Yashar Al. Because you're like a prince. You're gonna be like a prince now. Instead of a lowly slickster, you're gonna be a prince. Yashar Al means, look it up, brothers and sisters. Yashar, to be right with. Yashar, to be right with. Al is the name for the Most High. Like Allah is the name for the Most High. Yashar Al. Now you're right with the Most High. That's your name now. Right with the Most High. And now Yaakov got all the assurance he needs. He can meet his brother now. He respecting his brother, but he can meet him now because now the Most High has given him that assurance. You're good, man. You're good. And that same thing's going to happen to us. When the time of Jacob's trouble comes, when the see 140, sometimes the Most High will cause you to say something. I mean, let me just back up for a second. Sometimes we just run our mouth. I know I have. I just run my mouth. See, I'm a teacher and a preacher, and I've been a salesman in the past. And the problem with salesmen, I'm going to just be straight with you. Run your daggone mouth too much sometimes, right? That's simple as that. Sometimes problem with a salesman, you just run your daggone mouth too much sometimes. And you know what happens when you run your mouth too much? You end up getting yourself in trouble. You run your mouth too much and you just run your mouth into trouble. That's what happens. Okay? That's what happens sometimes. So, but there are other times, and I've been in this position too, where the Most High Spirit have you say something, okay? Have you say something you might not have otherwise said, but he had you say something. And the reaction, the backlash to what you said is so heavy that you be like, dang, I wish I hadn't said, I wish I hadn't opened my mouth. I should just kept my mouth shut. But then you think about it And you know, it wasn't just you that caused you to open your mouth. It was the Most High Spirit that caused you to open your mouth. So you had to speak. If you ain't experienced that, you get alive in these last days, you're going to experience it. You're going to. You're going to. I'm telling you. Okay? And I experienced a little bit of it on a carnal level. I mean, a little bit. And I'll tell you what happened. There was this basketball player, and I won't say his name. He is a professional basketball player. I coached the boy from when he was a boy. I coached him. And when he was getting ready to go to the pros, I was one of those that was his confidants, right? But he started getting too big for his britches and started, hanging around with the wrong people, and he started taking money from people, and he shouldn't have did that. And one of them people he took money for was a slick lawyer. And this slick lawyer had me come to his office and told me that the state's attorney was in the office and you had to say everything you knew. So I was scared to death. The boy was lying to me. There was no state's attorney there. I didn't know that. Why he told me that. And I told him everything that I knew. I did not know it was on the front page of the newspaper. I mean, the front page. The next day, it's on the front page of the newspaper. It's on the front page of the Boston Globe, the front page of the Boston Herald, the front page of the Hartford Courant. It was on the front page. Everybody was calling me. I was like, I wish I'd have never went to that dude's office. I wish I'd have never opened my mouth. I had people banging on my door, asking, threatening me. If you don't give us the interview, we're going to put bad stories about you in the paper. That's why I know they do it, brothers and sisters, because I've been threatened by them personally. They came to my, and we're going to make it harder on you. They had me being a thief. They had me being everything. Who is this dude talking all of this? I mean, everything was blowing up for about, it's that 15 minutes of fame that you don't really want. And I said, man, I wish I'd have never opened my mouth. I wish I'd have never got involved with this. I wish I didn't. I just wish I didn't. And so I'm telling you, when 144,000 opens their mouth and starts giving that final message, the backlash is going to be such that you've never seen in the history of planet Earth. How can I say that? Because we just read where it says, a time of trouble such as never was. We just read it, right? We just read it. So the backlash is going to be heavy. It's going to be worldwide and heavy. All right? When the 140, see, you want to be among them, right? I do. I'm telling you, I want to be among the 144,000, but don't think it's going to be no picnic, okay? I mean, I'm just trying to be real with you. You're going to lose all your stuff. You're not going to have no friends, okay? You're going to lose all your stuff, not going to have no friends, but you're going to be filled with power, the power of the righteousness of the Spirit of Yah. Nobody's going to be with you. You might have a couple of ox, but you're going to be outmanned and outnumbered. And people are going to be bitterly reproaching you. I mean, bitterly. Your friends, your mother, your father, your uncle, your cousins that you love so much, they're going to be all up on you, threatening you. And they're going to be the ones turning you in. Here he is right here. This is where he's from. I saw him run over there. Come get him. They're going to be leading the way. Them church members that you you thinking about whether you should leave or not, because you know this what we saying is truth, but your mother, your father, your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy been in this old church all their life, and you just wondering, should you leave your church or not? Well, them same people gonna want you strung up by your Buster Browns. Them same ones that you ate with, that you laughed with, that you checked it with, them same ones that gave you Bible studies or led you into their church, them same ones gonna be coming after you for your scalp, man. They're gonna be wanting to pound in your flesh. Your children too. You think your children gonna be because they're your children? Huh? You better think again. This truth gonna divide mother and father. This truth gonna divide mother and child. This truth gonna divide children from parents and children and brothers and sisters. That's how it's gonna come, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to make you get real on this thing because I'm just trying to show you what it is, okay? So the backlash from the message of the 144,000 is going to be so strong. It's going to be like a tidal wave of media, tidal wave of noise that you ain't never seen before. And it ain't going to be no 15 minutes of fame. This is going to be out there for a couple of years. Y'all going to be problems on the earth. So when them plagues finally hit, they're going to be coming after you with everything they got to destroy you. They're going to be coming after you to kill you. And brothers and sisters, I'm just telling you what I dealt with on my little 15 minutes of fame. And that was heavy, man. Like I said, I wish that I never opened my mouth. We have to be prepared because it's going to come. I can't even tell you how many more, 10 times, 100 times more than that. And we can talk how we're going to stand on truth all we want to, but unless you are grounded in the righteousness of the Spirit of your Father, these people are going to overwhelm you. You're going to find yourself in the time of Jacob's trouble. Now, this is why we're going through scriptures like this, because the Bible says we are assured of deliverance. It said what? It said to Daniel what? It said, thy people shall be delivered. He said what? Jacob shall return and be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. He said what? Though I make a full end of all the nations, whether I have scattered you, I will not make a full end of you. You're going to have to remember these scriptures, brothers and sisters. You're going to have to remember them, because that's all you're going to have at that time. That's all you're going to have. Because they're going to be coming after you to kill you. And they don't just want to kill you. No, I mean, listen here, listen here. Listen, they want to torture you and kill you. They want to torture you to get you to confess that you were wrong and then kill you. And then after they kill you, they want to dig up your body and burn bones again. That's what the Roman Catholics were doing to them people in the Dark Ages. The people that were reformers and them Protestants of them churches in the Dark Ages, they would torture them till they just could, when they died, it was relief. Burning them, strangling them, and then they took William Tyndale's bones and burned it again. I mean, they go all out. So you're going to need the power of grace. It's got to become real to you. That's the only way we're going to make it. It's got to become real, brothers and sisters. Now, today's lesson, and I'm telling you this, listen here, listen carefully. We done talked last night. We know who the true Hebrews are. And you Caucasians that are grafted in, you know who you are. You become citizens of the kingdom. I want to make sure you hear me. Testing 1, 2, 3. You get this word at the Hebrew mouth. You receive this. You Caucasians I'm talking to, you receive this, right? And you come into this truth. You Asian people out here that know who the true Hebrews are, y'all want to receive this truth? Come on in. Come on, let's ride. That's all I'm saying to you. I want to get that out front. Because what I'm about to say is going to be a little hard. But I want y'all to understand the Most High does love y'all. But I'm trying to tell you, when the 144,000 bring this message, Babylon, white privilege, and the power structure are going to be destroyed. Let me say that again. Babylon, white privilege, and the power structure are going to be destroyed. Somebody might say, man, what you talking about? You see, this is part of the problem, brothers and sisters. This is part of the problem we got right here. Let me tell you. We living in a time of such thick deception that you can be looking at something right in front of you, right? And somebody gonna deny that it exists. I mean, brothers even do that. Sister walks in on the brother and he got the woman down on the floor and he's down there having sex with this woman that's the next door neighbor, right? And then the girl runs out and he gonna deny that it happened. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't do it. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. He'll deny it, and all she wants that confession, because his sister's looking for that confession. She looking for you to say you did it, and you just gonna deny it all the way down. She sat there and watched you, and you denying it. That's the age in which we live. You can sit there and see it right in front of you, and they're gonna deny it happened. I mean, we heard Donald Trump talking about, yeah, I grabbed him by the P-tang, right? Isn't that what he said? Now I'm using another word, right? He said, I grabbed him by the P-tang. Now he denied the whole thing ever happened. That wasn't me. Y'all crazy. That wasn't me. I didn't say that. But that's just an example. Bill Clinton, let me just be fair. Let me go Democrat and Republican. Bill Clinton had the girl down there giving him down in the Oval Office, right? Giving him in the Oval Office, right? You gonna deny it happened. I ain't have sex with that woman. I don't know what y'all talking about. I have no sex with that woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody know the truth. Girl got his semen all on her dress. I mean, girl got the semen on her dress. DNA proof it's your semen, bro. Or how'd it get on there? I ain't have sex with that woman. I don't know what y'all talking about. That wasn't me. So we living in an age where people are doing stuff right in front of us and then denying that it's being done, right? So you got people that are prospering as what we call white privilege. White privilege exists, and the power structure that created white privilege exists. And so, and they're denying its existence while we who are have-nots are suffering from the have-not, right? We don't have, all we got is debt and poverty. That's all we got, debt and poverty. Huh? And they telling us, well, it's because you're lazy. Oh, it's because you have no idea. You got to lift yourself up by the bootstraps now. That's why what it is. You got to learn how to do the art of the deal. All this other foolishness, right? You got to let it trickle down, right? And we suffering. So it's right in front of us and people lying about it. Well, let's give a little history of this power structure and this white privilege thing. Let me just give you some Bible history. See, because we're talking Bible, right? You know we like to bring stuff from the word, right? So let's bring it from the word. Number one, brothers and sisters, y'all got to understand something. Y'all got to understand something I got to tell you right now. In order for a power structure to exist of the Satan, right? He needs two elements. Well, he needs three elements. He needs three elements. Are you ready? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. He needs three elements. Number one, he needs to have power politically. Political power. In other words, he got government and military force. He got to have that, okay? Government, military force, he got to have that. Then secondly, he's got to have the minds of the people wrapped up on the religious tip as well. You understand? So he's got the government, religious, he got the government and the religious power dominant in his kingdom. That's how you get a power structure set up. Then after that, so he uses both the government and the religion to brainwash the people and put them in fear. And he sets up a system based on the government and the religion, and the people caught up in those two things. Majority will be, right? That's the way it happens. The first time we saw this in the scriptures was with this brother, this Hamite man named Nimrod. Y'all remember Nimrod, right? Nimrod was a bad man. Nimrod came from Ham. He was a bad man. Notice what it said in that. This is Genesis chapter 10. Genesis chapter 10. Genesis 10. We're going to start at verse 6. I'm going to start at verse 6, and we're going to go down to verse 10. Genesis chapter, actually, we're going to go down to verse, 10 will be fine. From verse 6 to verse 10. Notice what it said. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Shaba, and Abilah, and Shabta, and Ra'amah, and Shabtaka, and the sons of Ra'amah, Shaba, and Dedan, or Sheba and Dedan. You see that name quite a bit in the script, Sheba and Dedan, them two. That's another thing. And Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahweh. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Iraq, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Now, as you know, when you study the scriptures, Shinar is the land that is one of the capital cities of the area of called ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon. And notice that Nimrod, the mighty hunter, before Yahweh. That means in front of Yahweh. In other words, they esteem Nimrod as a god. He was before Yahweh. That's what they're trying to say. You understand? They made Nimrod into a god. This boy was so bad, so powerful, that they made him into a god. See, you got to have the religious power. And obviously, he had the military might because he took over and built all these cities. Because Ashur was one of the places he took. Ashur was a Semite area, and he took that over too. That's why the Babylonians are so closely related to the Assyrians. You see in the Bible, they kind of almost use them interchangeable, but they're two different people because Nimrod went down there where the Semite of Ashur was and took over because he was a bad man. Okay, so then he decided, at that time, since the whole earth was of one language, he had the military might, he had the government thing set up, he had the religious thing because he was the God. We're going to build a tower just in case Yahweh decides to bring another flood. We're going to build a tower that reaches up into heaven. He let him try that again. We got him fixed this time. And you know what happened? They spent all of this time building this tower. They spent all of this time developing this power structure. And with one word, the Most High messed the whole thing up. Just one word messed the whole thing up. Now, the Bible says at the end, there's going to come another power. And it's a mystery power, but it's really ancient Babylon again. It's a mystery power, but it's really ancient Babylon. Let's take a look. Revelation chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17. And again, we'll go into more detail in these things when we study the book of Revelation. I'm kind of teasing you a little bit, but I'm just trying to warm you up to the subject. Notice what it says, Revelation chapter 17, from verse 1 down to verse 6. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. We're going to discuss that at another time. We'll focus on the woman. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. See, as we're going to read in the Bible, one more. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Now, wait, as we're going to read, when the Bible speaks the word abomination, it's generally referring to a heathen religion. Okay, or a false god, really. That's what it is. Abominations are what the Bible terms when it's talking about a false god, some object of worship that's false. The Bible calls it an abomination. So this woman is the mother of all false worship on the earth. And she's Babylon the Great. In other words, she is the same spirit that Nimrod had when he had the whole world under his control, thinking he was a god. Now, this whore is going to make use of a nation. And the nation is the United States of America. The whore is the Roman Catholic Church. And she's going to make use of the United States of America. You think the United States of America run thing on earth? Rome run thing on earth. And the thing is that it has the United States as its front people. Just like the front people for the money people for Rome are the Ashkenazi Jews. They're the money people for Rome. See, people knew that the Jews, they're always in some sort of money situation. And you think that there are some unfortunately deluded fools that think they're in money because the Most High is blessing them. Oh, no. We talked about these Federal Reserve notes. That ain't no blessing from the Most High. The Most High ain't blessing you with Federal Reserve notes. That's not going to be currency in the kingdom. No. They're just the money people for Rome. That's all they are. That's why they control Hollywood, and they control the media. And it's these Caucasian, these Ashkenazis that's calling themselves Jews that are not, the synagogue of Satan. That's them. They're the money people for Rome. It's Rome. Everything is surrounded by Rome. And Rome is using the United States of America, has been using her. That's why the Bible says, and let's go back to Revelation chapter 13. Go back to Revelation 13. So now you got the religion. And of course, the United States has the military power. Does not the United States have the military power? I mean, you're living it, right? Everybody's afraid that fool in the White House might start pushing some buttons and a whole bunch of stuff getting ready to come on. You know what I'm saying? He gonna straight trip and all start hitting the buttons and the codes and mess, and everything gonna blow up. Everybody's afraid of that. We're not afraid of that because Messiah done told us. You're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. Don't worry about it. He done already told us that, so we're not worried about it. But this fool out here got everybody concerned. Because he's going to, somebody offend him or give him a bad tweet or something, he's going to start straight tripping and start hitting buttons, and everybody going to blow up, right? That's what everybody afraid of, right? But we ain't worried about that. But notice Revelation chapter 13. Again, we read this last week. Revelation 13 from verse 11 down to verse 18. Revelation 13 from verse 11 to verse 18. Talking about the United States of America and the Roman Church. Notice this. I'm going to tell you some things. I'm going to show you some things. I'm going to give you a little more of a preview than I planned to. Maybe the Spirit's lead me that way, but I'm going to give you a little bit more of a preview than I planned to. But let's look at this. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, I just want to point something out to you that's painfully obvious. The man, human beings, came from Adam. Adam was created on what day? What day was Adam created on? What day was he created on? Of the 7. Was he created on the 3rd day, the 4th? He was created on the 6th day. So 6 is man's number. Are y'all following me? I know, David, I know you're catching this. So man's number is 6, right? Okay, then. But this talks about 666. Why? Because there's 3 powers of man that are joined together. And we see them here, but you got to pay close attention. We see them here. They're all in Revelation 13. There's 3 powers of man that are joining together to dominate the earth, based in the United States with the Pope running thing. Well, I already gave you 2 of them. Let's take a look now. Notice again, let me divert for real quick 1 second. These 3 powers also appear in Revelation 16. They also appear in Revelation 16. Most people don't realize it. But notice Revelation 16:13. Revelation 16:13. Revelation 16:13. We'll come back to chapter 13. I'm not finished with that yet. But Revelation 16:13, the power structure and white privilege is going to be destroyed. Notice again, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. You see there are 3. 666. Are you catching me? 666. Are you catching me? Testing 1 2 3. Are you feeling that? There's your 3. That's your real Trinity right there. There's your Trinity right there. There's your Trinity. 666. Dragon, beast, and false prophet. Well, we know who the dragon is. The dragon is who? It is the devil. Is it not? The Bible said it. That great dragon called the devil and Satan. We read that, right? The great dragon is Satan, right? Well, then, who is the beast? I already told you. I'm going to go through this in the scripture, but the beast is the Roman Catholic Church. The false prophet. Ooh, now who is the false prophet? Well, remember now, the great whore is the mother of harlots and the abominations in the earth. The great whore is mother. So what is the biggest religion that the Catholic Church gave birth to? That has a whole bunch of little whores running around here. And that's right. That's all Christian churches. The whole Christian church is the false prophet. Christianity is the false prophet. Are you following me so far? This is going to be hard for Christians to take. This really is. But that's not my concern. My concern is with the Israelite nation. So this is going to be hard for Christians to take, but the Israelite nation will totally get it. Okay? Christianity is the false prophet. Well, then think about it now. Think about it. What does Christianity teach you? Sunday, Trinity, doesn't it? Is Trinity a Christian doctrine or is it not? Trinity, right? Sunday keeping. You need to be in a denomination before, you need to be no white Jesus. You need all of these things come out of Christianity. Is that right? Am I telling the truth or am I not? Right? You got to stay in the church to be saved. You better stay in the church. That's Christianity. You need to stay in the church to be saved. There you go. Okay, then. See, I know it's going to be hard for Christians to take, but I'm not concerned with them. My concern right now is with the Israelite nation. So you have the dragon, which is the devil, the beast, which is the Roman church, and Christianity. Where does the United States come in? Well, let's read it. Now, wait. We're getting ready to play a little game. Are you ready? I want to make sure this is a serious game, but it's a fun game at the same time. Okay? Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Listen to me carefully. Watch this. We're going to read the same verses that we just read. Okay? We're going to read from this. We're going to not read all. We're going to read from verse 11. Okay? We're going to read from verse 11. Well, no. Let's read down to verse 18. But listen here. Revelation 13. But look, when you see the word first beast, lamb, when you see the word beast that comes out of the earth, that's the United States of America. Whenever you're referencing the beast that's coming out of earth, we're going to change that. This chapter 13. Sorry, sisters, Josie, I'm confusing you. Yeah, it's chapter 13 of the book of Revelation, starting at verse 11. Matter of fact, go one verse at a time. Let's go verse 11. Verse 11, post verse 11. So when you see beast coming out of earth, that's the United States of America. When you see two horns like a lamb, that's Messiah. When you see speaks like a dragon, that's the devil, right? When he says that, okay, watch this. I beheld the United States of America coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like Messiah, but he spake as the devil. Wait, did you see what I just said? Wait. I beheld the United States of America coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like the Messiah, and he spake as the devil. Is that true? Or did I just speak truth, or did I not? Did I just speak truth, or did I not? Are you ready? Wait a minute. So now the first beast that they're referencing is the beast that's in chapter 13, verse 1. But that's the first beast. Now watch this. Instead, when it says first beast, we're talking about Roman Catholic Church. Okay? Put verse 12 up there, Akath. Put verse Isha. Put verse 12 up there. Let's see what happens. Watch this. The United States of America exercises all the power of the Roman Catholic Church before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the Roman Catholic power, whose deadly wound was healed. Wait. Did you see that? See, I'm trying to make it clear to y'all. So you see that? And he, that is the lamb-like beast, which is the United States of America. The United States of America exercises all the power of the Roman Catholic Church before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the Roman Catholic Church, whose deadly wound was healed. See, all these Christian churches are just daughters of Rome. That's all they are. So when you go into one of these Christian churches, you don't understand it, but you're a Roman Catholic. You just don't realize it. I don't care which one you go into. They don't care either. They don't care which one of these churches you join. They know they're all Roman Catholic. Okay, they don't care which one of them you join. You can join the Baptist and Pentecostal one, Mormon one, SDA, Lutheran one, whichever one you want. They know all of them are Roman Catholic. They don't care which one. Okay, that was Vatican II, 1962, 1965, where they came to the conclusion they don't care, as long as they know they control all the churches. They don't care if you call yourself Catholic or not. You can call yourself whatever you want. They know they control you because they control them churches. That's right. There you go. That's worldwide. Okay. Wait. Verse 13. Verse 13. Watch this. We ain't finished having fun yet. Verse 13. Watch what it says. The United States of America doeth great wonders, so that the United States of America make fire come down out of heaven on the earth in the sight of men. How does he make fire come down? Do them wrong, or have some sort of mineral they want, right? Have something they want, like oil or something. And boy, they come at you with them Apache helicopters. And what them Apache helicopters shoot out the air? Fire. Ask them over there in Hiroshima when they dropped them bombs out the sky. Was it hot? I think it was. You see what I'm saying? No, wait, verse 14. Revelation 13:14. Watch this. Revelation 13:14. Give me the next one, Akath. Sakat. And United States deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which the United States had power to do in the sight of the Roman Catholic Church, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the Roman Catholic Church, which had a wound by a sword and did live. And the United States, in verse 15, and the United States of America had power to give life unto Christianity. That Christianity should both speak as cause as many as would not worship Christianity should be killed. Huh? Here's where we're coming. The image of the beast is Christianity. That's the image. It's made in the United States. You catching me? You see how clear it is when you say it like that? Huh? Wait, we're going to get deeper in this when we study this thing, man. Israelites going to get it. Watch this. The United States of America, verse 16, verse 16. The United States of America causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the Roman Catholic Church or the number of the Roman Catholic Church's name. Here is the wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the Roman Catholic Church, for as the number of man, and the number is 666. You catching me? There's your three, there's your Trinity, there's your dragon, there's your beast, there's your false prophet, which is Christianity. There it is, there it is. And brothers and sisters, when this is spiritual Babylon, this is where white privilege comes from, because it all is based in the United States, and you see the power structures created on a worldwide level. The white privilege actually started with Rome. How did it start with Rome? Because they used to have pictures of a black Jesus back in the day, right? They used to have pictures until Pope Alexander, I think it was the Pope Alexander IV. Pope Alexander IV had Michelangelo paint a white Jesus, right? Out of his son, his homosexual son, Cesar Borgia, right? And so that's where you got the white privilege started in Rome, and it spread throughout Europe, and now it's based in this country, the United States of America, based here. So that now you can have two people with the same crime get tried for the same crime. One a Hebrew, the other one Caucasian. The Hebrew man's gonna get more time. The Caucasian man's gonna get less time. It used to be that they got Hebrews in jail right now. You got Jacob's sons in jail right now for selling weed 3 times too many, and they in jail for life for selling weight of weed that is marijuana. Now they legalizing marijuana. You got white corporations getting ready to make money off it, off the same thing them brothers in jail for. That's called white privilege. Okay. Now here it is. Wait a minute. Here it is. You got some dude that can go ahead and kill a whole bunch of people, right? Whole bunch of people. He might be white, Caucasian, white, Hispanic, whatever you want to call him. But you know, he's in there with the Anglo-Saxons, and he could blow up everybody. But this brother's sitting in his backyard in Sacramento with a cell phone in his hand. The cop said, my life is threatened, so I had to shoot him 20 times. 20 times we had to shoot him because our life was threatened by his cell phone. But the Caucasian that walked into the school and killed a whole bunch of people, he's just an unfortunate young man that needs help, and he needs to be counseled. You understand? It's out here. It's out here so thick, brothers and sisters, that Caucasian people take it for granted. It's just been given to them for so many centuries. They take it for granted, right? They take it for granted. That's how you got the power structure. Let me give you an example of the power structure. Now, technically speaking, in the United States of America, any person can run for president. Am I telling the truth or not? I mean, technically speaking, any person can declare their candidacy for president of the United States. But really, who's got a chance of winning? Who got the real chance of winning? It's the person they decide. They. That means the Roman Church, the powers that be of the wealthy people in this country who are with the Roman Church, the Ashkenazi Jews. They decide who's gonna win. Right? So they pour the money into ones. So you can say you're running for president. That don't mean anything. That's called power structure. That's right. 3 unclean spirits came out of the beast, the dragon, and the false prophets. That's right. 3 unclean spirits came out. That's Revelation 16:13. Anybody can run for president, but it doesn't matter who's running because they decide who's going to win. They choose who they want. See, it's chosen already. It's pre-selected. That's right. They select who they want, and for their own reason, to do what they want to do. At the end of the day, it's for Rome to be in charge on the religious side, for the United States and Christianity on this side here for Rome, and then of course the government of the United States calling the whole world to do what Rome wants them done. Okay? But it's all going to be destroyed. The power structure, just like Nimrod's plan went down, this thing's getting ready to go down. And 144,000 filled with the spirit of Yah is going to cause its destruction just with words. We're not going to have to bring any bombs. We're not going to have to buy any guns. Just with the power of the spirit of righteousness from our Father, it will be enough to destroy the whole thing. It will cause the plagues to start to fall. And when the plagues come down, it's on. You understand? It's on. At that point, there's problems. Time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. People are going to be suffering as a result of these plagues. People are going to be suffering, brothers and sisters. They're going to be suffering, and they're going to be blaspheming the Most High. That's right. And they're going to want to kill you and me, kill us, absolutely destroy us, rid the earth of us, because they feel like if they could rid the earth of us, the plagues would stop. You understand? So, brothers and sisters, I'm saying all this to come with this message. Yes, Babylon, white privilege, and power structure of this earth is gone. It's going to be destroyed. Only thing that's going to remain is righteousness of the Most High Yah. And brothers and sisters, it's got to be real with us. We got to be real with it. We got to be real with the word. We got to be real with our Father. We got to be real with Yahushua. Got to be real with this thing. The real power structures in heaven. That's the real power structure. That one will never be overthrown. That kingdom is going to last, the Bible says, forever, even forever and ever and ever, world without end. We need to be with that power structure. But see, when we're on the earth, there's not many that's with that power structure. Not many. And we look like we outnumbered. Well, we are outnumbered on the earth. We're not outnumbered in the universe, but we outnumbered on the earth. But it's okay. This power structure is going down. Just with a word from the Most High, just like it was in the days of Ham, the days of Nimrod. A word from the Most High ended their whole power structure. Just now, a word from the Most High is going to end the whole power structure. This whole thing is going down. What we need to do is be faithful to the truth. Don't sit there and buy into stuff that's sitting right in front of you and deny it. You know what I'm saying? You remember what we read earlier? Remember what the counsel of Joshua was to the children of Israel. He said, serve Yahweh in sincerity and truth. Remember we read that earlier? He said, serve Yahweh in sincerity and truth. Yes, that still applies. That is a timeless truth, like all truth. It's timeless. Serve the Most High. He said, now fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth. Put away the gods which your fathers served. Never mind churches and Christianity and all that. Put away the false gods. Put away the white Jesus. Stop denying what's right in front of you. And start getting into the truth. And you know what? It could be. And this is, this is the truth. I mean, we've been so brainwashed that we may not even know which way is up anymore, right? I mean, that happens, right? We get so brainwashed sometimes you may not even realize which way is up. Well, if you're in that situation, there's a way for you to get your balance back. Get on your knees and ask your Father, show me your truth. That's as simple as that. Whatever it takes, Father, show me your truth. Show me your truth and cause it to be so plain to my thick skull that I can see it and I will walk in it. And he will show it to you. There's no way he will deny that prayer. And I dare anybody to give that prayer. He will give it. He will show you. And you won't be confused anymore. You'll start to know which way is up. See, the problem is that this is the thing, brothers and sisters. Don't think that people are so stupid they don't know the truth. They don't want to know. That's what's going on. See, there's some ignorant people out here. Oh yeah, but the real truth is most people don't really want to know the truth because their cherished ideas and preconceived notions and brainwashing that made them comfortable in the white privilege power structure is now being destroyed by truth, and they don't want to know it. But you know what? That's their business. My concern is with the Israelite nation. Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people. People going to worship their other God. They're going to worship the 666. They're going to worship man. There's no question. They're going to worship man. That's been since the dawn of sin on earth. It's going to be all the way to the end. People going to worship man. No question. But that's not my concern. My concern is not with white Jesus and those that follow him. My concern is with the Israelite nation. Come out of her, my people. Praise the Most High Yah. Let's stop here.